From the earliest times that I can remember, I wanted to teach. I have no idea how I knew what a teacher was, but I lined my dolls up on the couch, and they learned whatever I was learning, or since it was before school, they learned what my mother had taught me, and I taught those dolls. We had neighborhood children who came in. We had a blackboard and desk in our kitchen, so we had school in our kitchen. I have no idea why the neighborhood kids came to play school, because I was always the teacher. They always had to be the student. I begin to think maybe my mother provided snacks at recess time. And if she did, then that was one good reason. So I wanted to teach. And I thought that's what I would do. I would go to college and get my teacher's license until I came to know the sisters at Mater Dei High School. And gradually that changed a bit. I can tell you one story. I remember sitting on the entrance porch, the back porch that was the doorway. All the sisters came home through that door. And one of the other sisters and I were sitting there, Sister Mary Claire, and we were doing something with, I think, sod. We were doing something for the outdoor of Mater Dei High School, something for the lawn. And I think it was perhaps getting the sod ready to take down and put out around the flagpole. And that afternoon, every sister that came by was so glad to see Mary Claire and whoever it was with her. And I thought, my mother loves me, but she doesn't get excited like that when I come home. And so I thought, wouldn't that be good to be really cared about when you came home from school? They all taught at school, and they didn't stay long because they knew we were busy, but they always had something to ask me and something to ask Sister Mary Claire. And I think that was the deciding factor. I had a friend who was coming, and I thought, well, why don't you go too? And so her friendship was important. She didn't stay, but I did. I look back now on my ministry, my teaching, my working, my going to school first of all, and then working in school offices in administration, visiting the principals, seeing how they were doing, seeing what difficulties they were having, and if I could intervene in any way or help. I look back on those days in ministry, and I remember what my teaching days were like. I was 17 years old, and I had a classroom. But what we did have was another sister who had taught for a long time, who was right there anytime we wanted to talk to her, or if any crises came up in the classroom, she gave her children something to do and came running over, or got the principal and came to help. So we could do that, and they could help us after school and on Saturday afternoon to plan lessons. So I came because I wanted to teach, and I got here and I loved teaching. And then I went to school and I loved studying to teach. And then I came back and worked in school administration. So it has been a fulfillment of my dreams of a career, of working, of serving other people, of doing good for God's people. I could not have found a better way.